My name is Carson. Welcome to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and reviews. And in today's video, we'll do a comparison on the Stihl FS56RC against the FS94R. The 94R is more of a commercial model, 56 is a high-end residential, and I'm going to share my experiences with both. Okay, here we have the Stihl 56 sitting next to the 94, and off the bat the big differences I see are the 94 has more of their commercial grade cover, a little bit more boxy styling, whereas the 56 has a little more sleek styling. 94 has more protection on the spark plug. Here we just have this exposed plug cover, and we've got a little bit different setup on the carbs. So this one, we've got the primer bulb on the back side, which is actually really easy to push, and the 94 is up front here on the opposite side, and still not too bad to push, but completely different configuration. With the 56, you're pulling, you primer, you pull, you go. 94, just a little bit different setup. The choke on the 56, you press down and pull up. If you pull the trigger, it pops off. As I'm pulling that, my trigger is actually getting stuck. So this unit's about 8 years old. Owned it personally before I started the business, and then used it for the business last year. On this new one, choke's a little bit different. You twist it and then push it in, locks into place, and again you pull the trigger and it pops off. I have not quite figured out this yet. Not a big fan of the choke system. It doesn't seem to want to get started. This 56 for a residential model, it's got the easy start. The RCE, the E portion is the easy start, and when you pull this, it actually has, you can hear that ratcheting sound. That ratcheting sound actually is it like winds up and then it releases extra energy to help with homeowners that have a hard time pull starting things, whereas the 94 is a more commercial unit. Your pull string is essentially directly connected to the crankshaft as it's turning over. Okay, what other differences we got? Fuel tank size. So I actually was seriously considering going again with the 56RC. I don't mind this unit for commercial use. I don't think it's built heavy duty enough for it, but the biggest thing that was holding me back was the fuel tank size. So it has a pretty small fuel tank. It's fine for a homeowner. For trimming their own yard, it's fine, but when I use it on big commercial properties, I would tend to run out of gas, have to go back to the trailer and fuel up. And that's with starting, every job I would start with a full tank. So it ran out really quick. The capacity on the 94 is quite a bit larger. So I went with that. Weight-wise, they're pretty close to the same. And spec-wise, the 94, I'll have to look at the specs, but I think the 94 actually has less engine displacement, but more power output. Okay, so let's move on to, so like we talked about pull starters, let's move on to our triggers. So on the trigger here, we've got same style where we've got a safety, push down with your palm, and a pull trigger. Again, this one's getting kind of stuck, it's getting older. Same thing here, safety, pull trigger. This one's more of a single trigger operation, and this does have this trigger control. So if you slide this back, this will actually limit your trigger, and the further forward you have, the more trigger you can pull down. So you can find a place that you like and set it as the max. This start stop button is awesome, super easy to push. This one's not bad either. I run Echoes as well, and the big difference between Echo and Stihl is Stihl has this single push off switch, whereas the Echoes you have an on off switch, and if you forget to turn it back on, then you could be trying to pull start it without the ignition engaged. So really easy off procedure on both of these. This new one did come with a shoulder bracket strap. I can't remember if this one did or not, but we've got that same, I'm not sure why they do this. I never hold my hand there. That's actually where I store it on the, well, you can see here where I store this on the trailer. I'm actually tempted to remove this because it's kind of in the way of where I hook it on my trailer for storage. These handles look and feel the same, and then let's look at the other end as well. Okay, so here we've got the 56 and the 94. The 94 I've already broken, and here's the 56 head, which I've actually changed out for an Echo speed feed. Here's the original head, Stihl, I believe this is the auto cut, and here is the piece off of this one. So I think that this is the same, and working on a pretty big job yesterday, real kind of a demo job, just taking everything out, and bumped this into a couple rocks, and then this top cover plate just kind of exploded and fell off. So I'm just trimming here. This is like the third day I've used this thing. Bumped this head off. Ran into this rock pretty hard. Went to go put this back on and realized this piece broke off and that piece broke off. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Planned on doing the Echo speed feed head, but it looks like this didn't even hold up to wear and tear for 3 days worth of work. Let's go ahead and quickly replace this. So this is one thing I don't like about these Stihl heads, is that they're just really hard. You can finger press this out, but it's just not really well suited for it. They're just not easy to take apart, and you have to take this off in order to restring it. So that's really annoying. The Echo speed feed, you just thread this through, and then you twist this on, and it feeds it back in. So really easy. So here you can see what this is supposed to look like. We've got these two tabs. One of them is completely broken off. The other one's mostly broken off. Take this new one and put it in here. Okay, so that's back together. Glad we've got some spare parts for this. I do plan on actually taking this speed feed head off and putting it on there. They just work better for me. You can see I've done the bolt upgrade, which really helps prevent this head top piece from getting tore up. Still gets tore up, but it prolongs the damage. Okay, so we've already kind of discovered that I don't like the heads that come on these Stihls. I've just decided to do the Echoes. And then the string that came with this was okay. So actually yesterday I was running this until this broke. And then I moved over to my Echo PAS 2620 and finished up the job, and I was completely blown away. So the PAS 2620 is their top of the line model. This 94 is kind of your entry level trimmer. It's a more of a lightweight commercial trimmer, which is what I wanted. I didn't want something heavy duty. If I wanted something heavy duty, I would have gone with the 131R, which is a lot more output and probably a little bit more of a good comparison with the 2620. But this, I felt like I was doing really good with it. It was taking out a good amount of material, and I pulled out the 2620 and I completely obliterated this as far as what it was capable of doing. So, okay, as far as our shields here, shields look the same. So you know, they're pretty similar unit here. We've got differences in fuel tanks. We've got differences in engine output capacity. We've got differences in styling, but pretty similar. Thanks for watching this Thrifty Garage video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah, we're just making all sorts of messes.